There I am. Hello. How's everybody doing today? Let's see here. Frame me up a little bit better here. Do. There we go. Okay. Good morning, Sakura. How you doing? It is a beautiful Thursday morning. It is the first Thursday in June. That's exciting. It's summertime, baby. Well enough here. Still on first coffee. Good. It's good. It's good to know the caffeine level of the audience. I have not had caffeine yet. This is the first caffeine. This is a V8 Energy Peach Mango. So, trying to cut back the caffeine a little bit while still fully caffeinating myself. It is a very warm morning here. I woke up and looked around and saw just lines of heat radiating off of the ground, which doesn't bode well for the rest of the day, but we'll dive in and we'll do our best. Okay. Today, let's see here. I want to talk about encounters. Specifically, because we had this conversation last week, building out encounters that are difficult while maintaining low CR creatures. So creatures that theoretically should be a much lower difficulty than what the players are capable of attacking, but building them out with mechanics and strategy and an environment that will lend itself well to those creatures. My buddy got the last of that same dice tower. They ran out of stock, so jealous. Yes, I love this dice tower. For those of you who haven't seen it, his head opens up, and then he poops out dice out the bottom. He is delightful. He's also wearing right now a little tooth necklace that one of my players sent me because their characters keep stealing the teeth of various monsters. So they thought it would be fun to have necklaces made out of teeth. So now I have that. Let's see here. I feel like the best way to get started on this is going to be to choose one of my campaigns as, like, the group that we're building it out for. And then build it around that. So let's see here. Which of my groups do I want to pull from? Let's pull from hooligans. You guys know hooligans. That'll work. Okay. So we'll build something out for the hooligans. Go to a screen share. Okay. Screen capture. I'm going to take this one. Come on. Why aren't you showing up? There it is. Okay. Oh, but now it's in front of my face. There we go. Okay. So, first thing we're gonna do, I'm gonna lower the challenge rating of these creatures. Hooligans are currently 3rd level, so we will use CR 1 or under. Actually, let's go even lower. Let's go to CR half, or under. From the chat, give me an environment. We got Arctic, coastal, desert, forest, grassland, hill, mountain, swamp, underdark, underwater, or urban. Do I not have music on this channel? Give me 1 second. Media. Okay, desert. Let's do it. That works well for the hooligans. I mean, if we like this this encounter, you may end up seeing it on the show. Okay, so we could go something simple like bandits, camels, cats. Let's see here. I want something interesting. Ooh, mephits could be cool. Giant spiders, fire newt warriors. The hooligans are an interesting group because with the hooligan show, everything's pretty low magic, which means I can only do so much. I could go gnolls, but we've done a gnolls one before. Ooh. These are horrifying. Hate that. Krithik. Pack tactics. They're tunnelers. That could be very dangerous in a desert. Each egg is about the size of an adult human's head. Let's see here. Chitin-covered reptiles that hunt in packs and nest in sprawling subterranean warrens. They're attracted to the sources of heat, such as dwarven forges and pools of molten lava, carve out lairs as close to such locations as possible. As they burrow through the earth, they leave behind tunnels, evidence that is often the first clue of the nearby presence of a hive. Also make use of pre-existing underground chambers, incorporating them into their lairs when they can. Communicate with one another through a series of hisses and chittering noises. They often can be heard in advance of an attack. I like this. This is cool. Yeah, do something with desert lizard folk. I like that as well. And actually, they're pretty near the jungle right now in the adventure, so we can build out a lizard folk thing as well. But yeah, let's play with these guys. These are interesting. We're gonna go Forgotten Realms. Krithik. Let's see. I always like to read up on some of the, like, more information about them. Okay, so there's young Kruthiks, adults, and hive lords. Love that. Hybrids of an insect and a drake. Type monstrosity. Challenge rating of 1/4 for young, adult is 2, hive lord is 5. Okay. Krithik were created through vile magics by an ancient tiefling empire on the world of Nerath for use as living siege weapons. Okay. Burrowing insects for the 9 hells. These are horrifying. This is... Okay, we're definitely going to build something out for this. But these do look to be a little bit... for the number of them that we would need in order to make these truly terrifying, we would need higher CR creatures as well, because I would want adults and a hive lord. So let's come back to this, because this is very good. I like this. Give me... Let's go back, Sakura, to lizard folk here, because they are a half CR. Hey, Crimson. Welcome, welcome. Always a pleasure. We are building out encounters. For lizard folk, let's see. How many lizard folk does it take before the CR calculator says that we are too difficult? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of them before it becomes a deadly encounter for the hooligans. Let's see. If we replace... We'll leave 5 of them... No, we'll leave 4 of them regular lizard folks. Let's throw in 5 commoners. Oh, that's 6. And then... Let's give... Yeah. Let's give one of them... Or 2 of them giant riding lizards. That gives it some difference there. Yeah, the CR calculator is not like I pay very little mind to the actual CR calculator. The CR calculator is not really a huge deal. Let's see here. Can I get like a shaman? Maybe a druid? A chief? Not in a half CR. At a 3, I could throw a bugbear chief. Dragonborn chieftain at 3. What's a druid? At 2, I can give a druid. I'm gonna give them 1 CR2 druid as like the shaman of their tribe. That'll work. That'll work. Yeah, I agree. CR calculations are nonsense. The only time I take CR calculation into effect is if I'm like, I plan on throwing this thing at my party. Will it wipe them out immediately? Let's see here. Yeah, CR also doesn't take into account it doesn't take into account any of the like magic items or anything like that that a party could have. It doesn't take into account their equipment or anything. If I put lizard back in here. Ooh, what is a lizard king or queen? That would be their actual leader. I'm not opposed to throwing that in there. Oh man, we could build out something truly terrifying. But for this I want to stick to low CR. Okay, let's do this. 2 regular lizard folk with a giant riding lizard for each of them. 3 lizard folk commoners against the hooligans. That is set at a medium difficulty. They should be able to handle this easily with what they have. So let's go with that. And then we'll build from there, because I want the monsters to be the underdogs in this fight, and I want us to make them a clear threat based on environment and equipment. So we'll go ahead and plug them in there. Let's see here. So with the lizard folk, we've got abilities, and actually, let me zoom in here for you guys so it's easier to see. There we go. That better? Okay. So with the regular lizard folk, armor class 15. That seems appropriate. That seems like they're gonna be good. One thing that I always do for my encounter builds is to give some variety, because I detest counting hit points in a battle. I don't want to hear like, well, that one went down with 16 points of damage, so this next one should also go down with 16 points of damage. That's wild. I don't do that. What I do is, as I'm building out this encounter, I'm going to come in here, I'm going to roll hit points for every single one of them. So, this one, oh, that's not what I want. This is what I want. This one has 20 hit points. Lizard Folk B has 16. Go down to Lizard Folk Commoner. Is 18 hit points, hardier than the regular Lizard Folk. That's fine. Mix it up a little bit. Riding Lizard is gonna have 15 instead of 19. See, a lot of the time you're gonna end up with lower hit points than what they originally give them, but every once in a while they're higher, and you just make that one hardier. Go Lizard Folk Commoner. 24. The commoners are much beefier than the regular one that's in this one, so we'll play with that for the story. This one's 14 though. This one takes a little bit of a dip. Okay. Let's see here. So if you're prepping a campaign using that encounter builder, do you wind up with hundreds of saved encounters? How do you organize them? Yes. Yes, I do. So D&D Beyond's encounter builder, you can sort them by campaign. So you can have them all grouped together. You can also search them by campaign. The other thing that I do is I will go into edit and I will name the encounter. So this is going to be Hooligans, Lizard Folk, Ambush. So now when I'm searching through all of my encounters, this one will be there. Let's see here. So all of our lizard folk have their hit points assigned to them. Now we're gonna go back in. We're gonna check this. They have their natural armor and a shield. To me, it makes sense that the two bigger lizard folk and their riding lizards would be better equipped than the lizard folk commoners. And the only difference between them right now is that the lizard folk commoner doesn't have a shield. If they are in ambush, there's no reason for them to not be prepared. So, this is going to be Lizard Folk A with natural armor and a shield. Could leverage the hold breath ability if the circumstances right. Absolutely. They can be completely underwater. Let's see. In order for them to get higher, because that natural armor is good, sets them at a 13, because their dex mod is not that good to get them anything else. So in order to give them better, I would need to give them medium armor, I believe. So let's see here. Go to my campaigns, game rule. Actually, let's just go to armor. Oh, that didn't help at all. Oh, I know. Well, let's open up one of their character sheets. And this is just also a reminder that you don't have to, if you're a GM, you don't have to have every single possible thing about your character, the game memorized. I put a pretty heavy emphasis on story, so I'm not going to memorize every single like armor class for for an individual. If I give them all breastplates, that sets it at 14, which makes them a 16 for armor class with the shield. So I'm gonna give the lizard folks breastplates. That'll raise their armor class by 1. I believe. Did I do that math right? Yes, 14 plus 2 from a shield is 16. So that raises their armor class by 1. That's enough of a difference to make them hardier. They have 2 melee attacks, each one with a different weapon. They have their spiked shield and their heavy club. That damage is good. That damage is enough. It's not gonna... It'll stack upon itself well enough that we don't have to worry about giving them additional attacks or anything like that. Let's see here. Let's go with the commoner here. Commoner only has a bite attack. That feels wrong. I'm gonna give them a claw attack as well. It'll do... Does regular lizard folk have more generic 1d6 plus 2? I'm gonna give them a claw attack that does the same amount of damage. It's a bite and a claw. That feels right. Just some like real feral lizard folk, and then the 2 big ones wouldn't use their bite attacks. They're always going to use weapons. Commoners will use their bites and their claws. Giant riding lizard has a bite attack. It can climb difficult... Here's why I wanted to give the 2 big ones the riding lizards. Is they can climb difficult surfaces, including upside down on ceilings, without needing to make an ability check. So if we put these the 2 bigger, beefier lizard folks into as mounts on, or mounted on giant riding lizards, and then we put them onto these saddles that have like straps that they can put around their legs. That way they can climb up onto the ceiling and hang upside down looking at these things. This feels like it's gotta be a cave or an underground system, or in the jungle in a this is a ruins fight. Moving through some sort of ruins. If we want to stick with the desert, we absolutely can. We'll go desert ruins, because in the and I don't think I've shown on the stream the map. Let's pull up the here, just for those of you who are in the stream right now. You'll get to see the continent map. This is Brunakilo. This is the continent that the game takes place on. Over here is the Dune Sea. The Dune Sea is just this sprawling wasteland of desert and sand dunes. But there used to be cities here. There used to be cities, and they've all been covered in the sand over time. But with the way that the wind whips across the Dune Sea, there are ruins of these cities that will occasionally be uncovered. So we can have the group come across one of these cities and get ambushed there by these lizard folk. I like that a lot. Also, just because you're here, why not? This is where Doug Borum is. That is where Roddy is from. This is the port of Wobbegong. That is where Shelley started her journey. This is Benevolence, where Thrax is from. This is Halanyor. That's the city that they've been in the last couple episodes. This is Lovagel. That's where Billy got arrested. And the party is currently like right up here in the woods down by the river over here, moving up into the mountains. And then over here, the Howling Mines of Torbasa. That's where Nori is from. And then if you watched the episode on Monday, you heard them talking about the gardens. That's Catagus Gardens. That's the city down here. That's where Billy is originally from, in the Cloudbreaker Mountains. Anyway, all that to say, we can have a desert ruins setting for this fight. So, let's see here. Crimson didn't know the party wizard makes the encounter builder flashy. It makes everything flashy. And just for anybody who uses D&D Beyond and doesn't know about its existence, there's a little party wizard up here that you can click on or off. If it's off, it goes back to normal. You can find him. He's invisible. If you turn it back on, it makes the encounter builder. Also, anything in here. Rainbow Flash. I've had it on. It also does like even the words here. I've had it on since I found it years ago. Okay, so we're gonna do a desert ruined city. We'll have it's gotta be near a water source. The lizard folk, I feel like the lizard folk are always attached to a water source in some way, right? So it's gotta be near a water source, which means we're gonna have to put some sort of oasis or something like that nearby, maybe uncovered by the sand. Maybe it's an underground thing. An old aqueduct. Yeah, there we go. I like that. Ooh, that could be very interesting. So if it's an old aqueduct, that would mean it runs probably from the Umanus, or not the Briny Sea. The Briny Sea is salt water. Probably runs from somewhere in the mountains down into the desert. Which means we're putting this somewhere in, like, here, I feel like. That feels right. Okay, so if it's right about there, or it could be closer to the Briny Sea as well, put it, like, down in here. So it's an old, ruined city in the desert. There's aqueducts that run from the mountains. They're probably aqueducts that have long since been broken, so there's no new water flowing. But there would be sort of this stagnant, like an old, deep cistern that's just filled with this mucky, old water. And the lizard folk find it. I like that. If we've got giant riding lizards, they're going to want a dark place to stay out of the sun. So they could stay in the cistern, like clinging to the sides of it. We need something to draw the party down there for the ambush. Any thoughts, chat? An oasis at the bottom of a decaying ancient stadium could also be very cool. Where would I put that, though? There's definitely a stadium in Maris, but I don't envision them being on their way to Maris anytime soon. Let's see here. Maybe they mimic a sound? Well, let's do away with the cistern for now. The cistern is there because they need it. But they don't have to ambush in the cistern. They could ambush in the city. A glimpse of something shiny. I mean, they are adventurers. That would probably work. With the hold breath ability, it does not specify that they hold their breath underwater. So they can just hold their breath. So if we go with a more like desert lizard type vibe, ooh yeah, we reskin these. These are more desert lizards, so they're much less of that like jungle swamp lizard vibe, and they'd be these sandy sort of rocky lizards that bury themselves in the sand and then leap out to ambush. So we give them a path through the ruins. Oh, give them advantage on stealth and sand for sure, absolutely. I'm thinking if this is a city that has sort of been uncovered by the sands. One thing that I've put into place in Brunichillo is there is this plant life that lays dormant for long periods of time, but grows and flowers very quickly when it is given exposure to light and water. So there could be this plant life that, as this city was uncovered, has sort of flourished right away all around this old cistern, which would make it visible from farther away as like a green point in the distance. That would lure the party in. It also makes it an excellent place for the lizard folk to have set up an ambush, because if they set up an ambush there, it's going to draw people in, even if it's not necessarily a major point. There's no reason to go to the middle of the Dune Sea, but if there is this thing here, that would be a reason. So they lay in wait. There would have to be like a specific pathway. Maybe they've collapsed buildings to block off other pathways to sort of funnel people in down a specific pathway, and then they are laying in wait all around. They would have to have lookouts as well. Let's give... We're going to give one of them... Let's see... What's the stat on a warlock? Can I find a low one? I could do a... I just want something with a familiar. What about a... Apprentice Wizard is only a quarter. We can swap out Disguise Self for Find Familiar. Add that onto there to give them something with a familiar so that they can see from above. I'm picturing a big old vulture just flying above the city. So that would allow them to see the party coming, watch as they're moving through the city, and get into place and hide before the party would get there. How many hit points for the wizard? 13, exactly average. There we go. Okay, so we've got the wizard. We've got the commoners, which are just going to be sort of the fodder. The wizard would then be... The wizard would be the leader. Oh, it's low magic, though. Shoot. So no wizard. Um, the low magic thing does make it like I love it. It's very fun to plan around it. It does make it difficult to plan out encounters because I can't rely on magic to make something more difficult. Um, hmm. Recently did an encounter a loose sand funnel, think Sarlacc pit. I had them auto move 15 feet per turn towards the hole every round and required athletics to move back uphill. In a desert setting, there are a ton of dynamics for battlefield weirdness. Agreed, absolutely. But yeah, we could absolutely do something with that. Um, um, the druid does if I already have a shaman. I removed the shaman because of the low magic. I don't want them to. One of the things that I'm very intentional about is anyone who has magic in the same way that the party has magic in this. Like they have to spend those hit dice in order to use magic. It's very, very rare. The only reason that they are all grouped together is because they were all captured by the same people. So it's a very rare gifting. I don't want to throw magic around lightly. Could have sand-colored lizard folk just lurking in the sand. It's true. Have some sort of like silent silent communication or something like that. Maybe just a high-pitched sound that they make as things are moving through. I like that. Just a couple of scouts. Let's do. Actually, if they're just scouts, I'm gonna use the kobold stat block for that. I've never looked at the kobold underling stat block. Messy end. The kobold explodes 3 rounds after it dies. That's awesome. Let's go with just a regular kobold. We'll have four regular kobolds. Watching like the 4 main paths into the city. Mirror signals works. I like that a lot. So if we've got 4 kobolds, let's see if any of these guys get better hit points. 9. Okay, off to a good start actually. Oh my goodness, these are gonna be some hardy kobolds. Okay. All at or slightly above average. Oh, I put that in the wrong spot. Heal. 6. Okay. Yeah, it also may give the chance for observant players to catch something. That's absolutely true. And I don't want the players to feel like they were, like, forced into a trap. There should be, if you're ever laying an ambush for the players, you don't want them to feel like they were tricked into it. Them as players, not them as characters. The characters can feel like they were tricked or drawn into the trap. The players should not. Is this all one encounter? Do you need overhangs or an enclosed ceiling for the riders? That's a very good question. I'm picturing if it's a cistern with the water in it, right? They wouldn't want something that is too open to the elements. Otherwise, more stuff will get into the cistern than what was originally intended. So they would probably want some sort of covering or overhang over it. That would now be sort of covered in this desert vines. Shelter from sandstorms, etc. Exactly. So we'll put a covering around and over the cistern. That'll allow for somewhere for the riding lizards and their riders to sort of hunker down and lay in wait. It also means that they are more removed from the elements, which would explain why they are a little bit more hardy. That they're sort of laying in wait and reserving their energies. Maybe a broken dome, yeah, something like that would work really well. I like that. That works really well. So we'll have those in place. Dome in the center. Actually, we can pull up Incarnate here. Create new map. Watercolor cities. Okay. So we're gonna put all that. Want it sandy. Oh, I'm doing the background. There we go. Sand. Let's see here. Are there ruins? Yeah, there we go. That'll work. Just give a rough shape here. Ooh, that's cool. I like that. Yeah. Put that right in the center here. That's cool. Put some vines. This obviously wouldn't be the final thing. This is just for my own brain thoughts. And water. Oh. Let's put just a small stream. Comes out of... Oh, maybe it comes out of the top and pools down in the ground? Yes, there we go. I like that. Let's do subtract. I'm just gonna pull this out. Pull pool there. Throw some greenery around that. Not a ton, just enough that it's noticeable. Throw that opacity down. go. Good morning, Primrose. We're plotting your demise. Let's see here. I think... Interesting. Make the water be a lure, but the desert lizards are able to pull moisture from the air and need no water source to poison the oasis. I feel like they would still want... Unless they genuinely just don't need any water. And like they pull all of their water from the air. That's interesting. Or we give them a poison immunity that that they like secrete this poison, and that way they are like the water is fine for them, but it would be toxic for others. Let's see here. Morning, C17R. Welcome. Let's see here. What else can we throw in here? I picture this being a pretty small town, or at least what has been uncovered of it would be pretty small. So let's do this. We'll give it sort of a sort of raise it up on a dune here that also gives it more visibility. And go like this. Ooh, that's way too big. There we go. Flip horizontally. There we go. Rotate it a little bit. There we go. Put it up on a little bit of a dune ridge that slopes down. That'll make it more likely that they'll come from the direction that they want them to. Throw some desert shrubs area. Okay. There should probably be a couple of areas that aren't completely destroyed. So that there's areas that they could theoretically escape to if they needed to. Give them some places to hide. Throw. larger buildings as well. That are mostly destroyed, but still available for use. Maybe a temple that the lizard folk are superstitious about entering. Oh, that's so good. Let's see here. Yeah, I like that a lot. Throw that. Would want it accessible. Put it there. And then throw let's throw some sand around that one as well. Right there. Nah, I don't like that. Yeah. Yeah, I like that a lot. Put a gold dome on it. That would... Oh, come on. There we go. Put a gold dome on it. That would reflect the sun, which makes it highly visible. Which would make this basically a beacon to this location, which is probably how the lizard folk found this location. But it would also mean that it's visible to other things as well. This is the best excuse ever for putting off your own prep. Glad to be of assistance, my friend. Always a pleasure. Put some more dunes in this area. Yeah, it lures travelers, especially you get a couple of greedy people that are traveling through and see a giant gold reflection. They're gonna go that way to try and scrap it. Dead Bob, you said they're superstitious about entering it. I like that. I like that they wouldn't want to go in. What do you think of this? Because that is your idea, so I want to respect it. But let me put a take on it. They don't want to go in, but it's not that they are. It's not that they are scared of. Scared of it, or they think it's haunted or anything like that, or they don't. It's not that they're scared of the god that they believe resides there. It is them showing the utmost respect to the temple that they will not enter it. Maybe one of their, whoever their leader was, did go in there when they got here and didn't come out. And so they are, there is a level of fear, but it's mostly this respect of we won't go in there. That is a sacred place. That they are not worthy of going in. Yes, the PCs entering would be a massive violation, which then tees up, do they want to go in there to get them out? Do they want to stay out because the PCs have brought it upon themselves that they're going in there? They'll be dealt with. It's not their place to go in and clean it up. Also, fighting in there would probably be seen as massively disrespectful towards the god, right? They wouldn't want to go in and anger the god by fighting in this temple. But that would also explain why the outside of it is pristinely taken care of. That they have spent time polishing and going over and prepping this building, and making sure that the outside of it, at least, is incredibly well maintained compared to the rest of the city. There's probably sections of it that the players would be able to see. Okay, this is just as old as the rest of it. It's like run down. There's breaks. There's cracks. But they've been repaired. Like, not well, because it's done by lizard folk, but enough that it's noticeable that somebody has attempted to mend the cracks in the walls. There's people that have clearly put time and attention into maintaining this building in particular. You'd likely wind up with some kind of standoff or negotiation in that case. Yeah, if they decided to try and hole up in the temple, absolutely. Would be interesting to see. I always like, when I'm prepping an area, I always like a something that gives a dilemma, like a moral issue that the players will have to go through. Okay. I like that. That's very fun. If you have someone with stonework skill or something, you could feed them the info about the maintenance. Yeah, absolutely. That's an easy enough piece of information to drop without giving too much away. I think this I want smaller, though, because it is a... first and foremost would just be a cistern, right? And desert vines growing all over it. Okay. I like that. That's dope. I feel like if the players played it right, it's survivable, for sure. But they could very easily get ambushed and have issues with this. Where they're not prepared when they got into it. That's dope. I like that a lot. Okay. It also, actually, there's some different ramifications to the hooligans specifically. That if they were in this encounter, they're a different group than what they're used to ambushing, which is also very fun. I love building an ambush that works and then putting the characters into it and going, oh, okay, there's some key areas here where it won't work against those players. But it wasn't designed for them. It was designed for broad use. I like that. That'll be good. Primrose just sitting in here listening to me talking about killing their characters. It's fine. Okay. I like that a lot. That's very good. Okay. Let's see here. We're about halfway through, so I want to go ahead and show you guys something that, let's see, where'd my thing go? There it is. Okay, so if you haven't checked out 1985 games, today is the day. Go check out 1985 games. Here's the thing. If you haven't checked them out, first of all, you can use the code Waffles at checkout to get 10% off. That's fine. That's not what I'm here to tell you. What I'm here to tell you is if you have been on the fence about trying any of their stuff, their Hell and High Water book, which is the map pieces for ships and hell. They've got a massive dragon turtle one. They've got like hell machines. They've got lava and ocean and whatever you can think of. There's tons of stuff in that one. That particular book is 50% off right now. So instead of being $39.99, it is only $19.99. So if you have been thinking about getting something, try it out. It is on their website. You can click on that link in there. Hey, Dirty 20, thanks for the raid. But you can check them. You can check them out. 1985 Games. The link is right above there. That will take you to their website, and then go to their Dungeon Craft section, and Hell and High Water is 50% off, $19.99. And if you use the coupon code Waffles at checkout, you get 10% more off of that. That's wild. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. We just got done prepping a big ol' encounter, and we'll probably go back to that as well. But 1985 Games is the partner for the show. They're super cool. I love them. I'm going to be working at their booth a little bit next week at Origins, so if you're going to be at Origins, come say hi. But yeah, Hell and High Water, 50% off this week. I don't know when that ends, but act quickly. Go get it now. Use coupon code Waffles at checkout for 10% off. Or if you find a different thing that you, or a different code that you like better or that works better for you, feel free to use that. If you used our link, we still get credit for sending you. I know they always have a free shipping offer if you spend over $60. So if you see enough stuff on there where you're like, ooh, the shipping is actually really expensive. I don't know. I haven't gone through and added a bunch of stuff to my cart to see what the shipping would be. But if shipping is more than what that 10% would save you, feel free to use that instead. Also, if you haven't checked them out, Alchemy RPG is super dope. They're the people that we use for our actual play. They're awesome people. They're also going to be at Origins. If you're at Origins, go say hi. Tell them Warlocks and Waffles sent you. The Alchemy is a role-playing virtual tabletop for 5th edition, and they'll probably be working on getting other systems as well, but right now the focus is on 5th edition. But instead of being focused on maps and tokens, they're focused on immersion. So they've got like, you can put the background and the sound and stuff like that, and it's designed to pull you in and increase that immersion. So if you've ever watched our actual play on Monday nights, Hash Browns and Hooligans, they are what we're using. If you see the backgrounds and the roles and everything like that, that's all through Alchemy. If you haven't checked them out, go check them out. They're super cool. Also, not a partner in any way, but they came on our show and talked about their thing, so I'm going to keep plugging them because they're awesome. Go check out Woodworks Gaming new Kickstarter. They do some very cool things, and I love what they're doing. So go check them out. Let's see here. I can also I know I have the thing here. Let me see if I can pull it up. Let's see here. We'll go back to screen share. Where is it? Screen share. There we go. So if we go back to screen share, so this is Alchemy. Alchemy does some very cool stuff. This is what their virtual tabletop looks like. They're awesome. I love them very much. But that's not what I want to show. What I want to show is, go ahead and mute this. Downloads. Where is that video? Just go ahead and show you a little bit of the Woodworks Gaming trailer here. I know I have it. Where are you? There it is. Okay, screen capture. We're gonna take this one instead. Okay. And then let me shrink this down a little bit. Yeah, that works. Okay. Do I have my desktop audio on? No. Okay. Here we go. So this is Woodworks Gaming. This is their new Kickstarter that they've got going on, which is just super cool. They're making new boxes and stuff like that. Lower the volume a little bit. But the front there is what just drives me crazy. They've got these removable coasters that go onto the front there, and then it's all modular. You can interchange whatever you're looking for. Super cool. Love what they're doing. They came on the show a couple weeks ago. If you haven't checked out that episode, go check them out. They're fantastic people. Really enjoy what they're making. Let's see here. Let me also throw... This is the 1985 games trailer. I'll just throw this up a little bit so that you guys can see what those map tiles look like.
Hoard no more with 1985 games. Enjoy their vast variety of products and help bring your tabletop to a whole new level. With easy-to-use dungeon sticky notes. The deck of stories holds prompts and adventure hooks for any setting, and thousands of
So this is Dungeon Craft. This is what I was talking about with the Hell and High Water stuff. It is a like a thick book filled with different like map pieces that you can put onto the table.
Away with this, Malachor.
Write everything down in your hero notes journal and start your adventure today.
So that's Alchemy, or not Alchemy, 1985. And if you're interested in their stuff, go check them out. Go hit them up. They're super cool. Let's see here. That about does it for the ads section of the show. Done. No more ads. Okay. So we built out the this desert ambush encounter here. Let me throw that back up here. For anyone who is just coming into the show, into the stream, excuse me. We built out this desert encounter where the group is ambushed by some lizard folk and stuff like that, and talked through like how we can make that a pretty brutal encounter while still using really low CR monsters. Don't think anything in their highest CR would be the lizard folk, which is still only a CR half. So talking through how that works. I would love to go back to the Kruthic, because this is such a terrifying monster idea. I'm very into this. So let's go ahead. I'll save this. Save that, and then let's go ahead and I saved it to the wrong place. That's fine. Let's go ahead and make another one. But let's do the Kruthic, because those are bizarre. Okay. Let's see here. The Kruthic are burrowers. So we could put them in the desert. We absolutely could. But we did just build out a desert encounter, so I'm down to put them somewhere else. Let's see here. Oh, they have Tremor Sense? That's fantastic. I love that. Desert, Mountain, or Underdark? I'm leaning towards Mountain. I feel like putting them in a sort of mountainous environment will work really well. Although, actually, going back to Dead Bob, what you had said earlier about sort of a sinkhole works very well with a desert burrowing creature. So let's stick with desert. There's a lot of desert out there we can play around with. So let's stick with desert. I'm feeling there should be holes. That's not what I'm looking for. Let's try pit. That didn't help either. Liquefy the sand by shaking it and burrowing, and ooh, I like that. Let's see here. I think I chose a different map type on this one on accident. Because these are different things. Let's see here. We'll add some extra options here. Ooh, that is pretty close to what I'm looking for. I think if we put some of these, like, holes around, and then one, like, big one towards the center. Oh, come on. There we go. One big one towards the center that goes real deep. Let's change all of these, make them smaller. Come on. Okay. Let's see. So if we have something like that, where they're gonna find these pits up at the top, but maybe they find these pits earlier. They find them in a different section of the desert or something like that. That have been abandoned. The creatures have moved on to a new area. That way, when they arrive at the new area, they've had a bit of a warning about what to expect. Could have some like shed carapaces and stuff in the old section. I love the idea of a lava tube under the desert. That's horrifying. So let's do that. If we pull, we'll just delete all of these, that's fine. So we'll put foreground. We're just gonna look for rocks. Yeah, that works. Why is that doing it? Ah, there we go. It was just too small. Still not. Oh, it's because I don't have any land, because I'm stupid. There we go. Haha. I figured it out. Okay, there we go. And we'll put these. We need a... We're going to go cracked ground first. Oh, I need something over it. I just want like rock. Yeah, that works. So we're going to put this down first, because it's underground. And then we'll put some of this big rock over top of it. And small rock over top of that. That gives us good assortment of ground to work with. Then we're gonna dig a tunnel through this. So we're just gonna give like this winding tunnel through here. Give it some branching paths. Maybe a pool over here. Couple more little tributaries. Some smaller paths here. Take this out and put just rocks there. Okay. Ba-do-do-do-dee-dee-dee. There we go. Okay, and then we want background lava. That got much more sinister. The moment that lava got in there, this got a lot more sinister looking. Okay, so we've got the lava. Let's put sort of this cracked lava along the edges here. Okay. I want that darker. Okay. That's not what I want. I want a little bit bigger. Cool. So I want to pull all of these side rocks out because I'm going to replace them with texture instead. And then I want this darkened up. There we go. And then throw. Oh, not what I want. I want opacity all the way up on that. Too many. Let's go. That. Just scatter them instead. Okay. Let's see here. We want a sinkhole, though. Ooh. Let's... Where's something... I want something... Shadow works. We'll go with that. And then we're gonna go... Oh, too dark. Pull this down to like 20-something. We're just gonna darken this whole area. So I want this nice and dark. There we go. And then I want sand, but I think the sand is going to be a texture. Yeah, piles of sand. There we go. Yeah, randomized stamps. That works. And we're going to drop these in here. Okay. So we got the sand that pulls down into this. Give me a hit. We can put over here. Above. I don't like it on the map. Okay. So then you got these lava tunnels. If we've got lava tunnels. Okay. Drop this even lower. Pull this up onto the... Yeah, like that. Okay. let's see here. Is there anything like a mine entrance? That'd work. It's just the dwarven one. That's not what I want. Oh, I like that, Dead Bob. So they're burrowing down from above, basically. So as they're digging down from above, yeah, I like that. Let's see here. I feel like we need, because I know my players. I need rocks, out in the lava for them to try and jump on. Okay. There we go. Falling sand hits the lava. It'll make unstable columns of molten glass that fall in random directions. Oh boy. That gets rough real quick, huh? Yeah, I like that. We should have... yeah, give me some of these then. Yeah, there we go. Okay. I think I want to pull this area here and make it not lava. Let's just go with the... this stone. So I want these to be like caverns back here. Instead of lava tributaries. Then pull the opacity down farther. Okay. Small sand piles, that's good. Yeah, there we go. Now we're cooking. Ooh, actually, I can pull... Make this bigger. There we go. I feel like it's missing something. How about let's remove this additional path up here. And then real small. I just want pathways. They are burrowers. Yeah, there we go. Maybe a safe zone with no ceiling overhead. Yeah, I think that would be this area over here. Is like this whole section of ground would collapse in on itself when they got there. Oh. This darkened. Okay. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, it collapses under them, but then creates a safe point that nothing can collapse above them. Yeah, I like that a lot. Okay. Let's see. Scroll through real quick. Any last additions? Ooh, lava fish? Interesting. Oh, is there any good fish? Yeah, they've got koi. Let's make them smaller. Lower their opacity. Because I want them in the lava. Ah. Spelled it with a C instead of a K. There we go. I want raise the opacity a little. Want them visible, but clearly submerged. Yeah, I like that. That's dope. Okay. Nicely done. That's not me saying nicely done to myself. That's me saying nicely done to you guys for helping create this. This is cool. I like this. Adds more dynamic to the fight than just
Okay, roll for initiative.
Okay. Ooh, can I add? Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Lava fish. Okay. There we go. Saved. Let's see. If I build an encounter here. Okay. We've got young, adult, and hive. Let's see here. Ecology. Slightest vibrations, allowing it to pinpoint the location of any creature within a radius of 50 feet. Reproduces once a year by laying a clutch of 6 gray eggs that hatch a day or two later. Size of a small dog that could easily rend a humanoid in half. After a week of constant feeding, hatchling became a young Kruthic, which was almost 3 feet long. Most die before reaching their final stage of life. Dwelling in hierarchical nomadic hives, which typically consisted of numerous, led by one or more hive lords. Depleted all resources in an area and moved on. Inhabited large underground chambers and cave systems. Attracted sources of heat and magical energies, especially those connected to the Nine Hells. Okay. Let's see here. I feel like this is gonna end up being a brutal encounter. I feel like. Let's see. I'm gonna say 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 young. That's 2 hatchings. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 adults, 1 hive lord. Yeah, that's incredibly deadly. Yeah. That's brutal. That's a brutal battle. Let's see. Would put the young ones would be sort of up in this area. The adults would probably, I may need to decrease the size. There may be too many. Add the adults like on the sides, like almost like they're fishing in the lava, and then the broodmaster or whatever it's called, hive lord, would be up in this area here. Do they have, what's their, it's wild that they don't have any sort of heat resistance. I might change that. Yeah. This will be nasty. Okay. Okay. I can tinker with that later. Okay. Ooh, put a big clutch of eggs in that side of the tunnel? Absolutely. Let's see if there's eggs in here. So that's a very good idea. Yeah. Let's pull this up here. Want them to be reddish. And smaller. Yeah. Okay. Cool. That works well. Okay. I'm very happy with that. We got 2 really brutal encounters, I feel like. The next time we do this, I feel like I want to do a oh, hey Phoenix, how you doing, bud? The next time we do a sort of a collaborative encounter build like this, I feel like I want to do a hey Baron Dragonborn, love your name. That's fantastic. Thanks for the follow. The next time we do this, I want to do a ship encounter, I feel like. Because I have the basics of a pretty deadly ship encounter. Dead Bob, thank you for the follow, bud. I have the basics of a pretty deadly ship encounter using harpoons from the water and targeting people on the ship and then pulling them one by one off of the ship and then swarming them. But I would love to flesh it out. So next time we do this, maybe we'll make this a recurring segment on the Thursday show of building out just a really horrifying encounter. For Phoenix and all of you who just got here, let me show you. We just built this. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. We just built this this map out for a encounter where they're going through the desert and then a sinkhole opens up underneath of them, and they get pulled down into this like lava tube filled with Kruthiks that are just gonna, a whole hive of them will swarm, which will be, oh boy. But yeah, it should be real bad. But yeah, we'll do this again. We'll do the diabolical DM stuff, and build out some horrifying encounters in the future. I'm very happy with the way these turned out. Both of these are very good. Okay. Nothing is as terrifying as the MS Paint description of where the sinkhole is. There's a lot you can do with MS Paint. I'm a big fan of using low quality tools to build out higher quality things. The intro to Hash Browns and Hooligans, my old partner did it in After Effects, but then when he left and I had to rebuild it, I don't know After Effects, so I built out a lot of it in Windows Movie Maker. Because it was easier for me to drop all of our assets in there and build it out than it was for me to learn After Effects. But yeah, thank you to everybody who came out. Phoenix, thank you for the raid. I'm sorry that you're here right as we're getting ready to wrap up, but thanks for coming. I hope your guys' stream went well. It looked very fun when I popped in this morning. I need to get over and watch like a whole stream of you guys, because every time I manage to pop in for like 5 or 10 minutes, and it always looks very fun, but I haven't had a chance to actually watch all the way through. But thank you all for coming out. Thank you for tuning in for another Warlocks and Waffles. Level 20 plotline. The gods are using Excel. I like that. Oh, thank you, Phoenix. I appreciate that. And if you ever are looking for a guest player, hit me up. I'm always down for some chaos. And if you would ever like to come on Hooligans, let me know. I'd love to have you on. We will be back on Monday morning for. We'll be back on Monday morning for Warlocks and Waffles. That is 1 p.m. Eastern time. Blanked on it for a second. I've only been doing it for how many months and forgot what time the show is at. So I will have that Monday morning. Hopefully. We may go live early on Monday. It may be something where I just do like a video game stream or something like that on Monday instead, because the car that is coming, that I am road tripping out to Origins with, is picking me up at some point on Monday. So I'm not entirely sure if I'll have time to do a full stream. Monday night we do not have Hooligans. We are taking a week off, as I'll be in Columbus for Origins, but we should be back the following Monday for that. Next Thursday, not entirely sure, but I think some people from Hooligans, the cast, is gonna do something on the stream while I'm not here. I have no idea what they're doing. I know Emily and Noelle had talked about doing like a Dead by Daylight stream. Maybe they'll just come on and talk about characters and speculate wildly about what's in store for them in the Hooligan story. But we'll see. That's yet to come. In the meantime, everybody, have a great rest of your week. It is Thursday, so you're almost to the weekend. Congratulations. You've almost made it. Have a great weekend once you're there. I will see you all Monday. Until then, embrace the nonsense. Your homework for the weekend is to buy a slushie. Go to like a 7-Eleven or a gas station of some sort and get yourself a delicious slushie. And you're not allowed to only have one flavor in it. Mix multiple flavors for this slushie. Or use the slushie as the ice and put some soda in there as well. Remember to embrace the nonsense. Have a great rest of your week, everybody. And I'll see you Monday. Later.